What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so sorry for the lack of videos in the last 2 weeks. Me and my girlfriend were just on a trip all through Oregon. We went to Portland, and actually I got to stop at the IPD headquarters. So good to meet all the guys there. My buddy Jared hooked me up with some parts, and I've always wanted one of these. I've never actually got around to making one. I figured, you know, Jared hooked me up and I didn't have to pay shipping. So I figured while I was there, I'd get one of these. So we're just hanging out at Cole's here. He's putting knuckles in his tofu wagon for the event this weekend. So if you guys didn't know, we're going up to Penticton, BC for a drift event this Sunday. So that should be really fun. We're just kind of prepping everything, and I want to install this IPD Panhard bar before we go. So basically, a lot of you have probably heard about this, but when you lower a 740, because the Panhard bar essentially is like this normally, and then as you lower the car, it goes like this, so it becomes longer and ends up pushing the axle out to the right. So what I'm going to do is take some measurements, and I'm basically going to measure from the lip of the wheel on the other side. I'm going to measure that right to the frame rail, essentially, like that goes right here. So measure from there to there equally on both sides, and we're going to see what the difference is. Usually when you lower a car this much, 740, it would probably be out like as much as an inch, most likely. Could be even a little bit more. So I'm going to throw that on there. It's also got really nice polyurethane bushings, so that's going to be you know, a lot more stiff. Next up, I just ordered some new torque rods from Calpanky Racing. So thanks to Ben for those torque rods. He's sending them over pretty soon. I'll be doing an installation and review video on those. Apparently a lot of people have great luck with the torque rods, because when you lower these cars, not only does the axle get pushed out to the right, but it also, the pinion angle will be tilted up, right? So essentially what the torque rods do is you can adjust it so you can get the pinion angle perfectly, and there won't be any like weird vibrations and stuff like that. So Miss Huff's, the rear end of this thing is going to be well suited. It's going to be feeling pretty good after this. I bet you it'll even have a pretty good difference from just the Panhard bar. So we got Turbo Scott here. He's going to be wrenching on Cole's wagon for a bit, and I'm going to basically show you guys how I install the Panhard bar. Super easy, obviously just 2 bolts, and then there's the little adjustment tab right here. So I'm going to get to that, and we're going to do some measurements and get it all nice and lined up. All right, so obviously the first step is getting a car jacked up. So what I did here is when you're doing your measurements, obviously you want the rear springs to be fully loaded, because that's going to be the same spot that it would be as driving, right? You don't want to have your axle sag down for your measurements, of course, because the Panhard's not going to be in the same spot. So what I did is I got my jack stands under the axle, so the whole weight of the car is going to be on the springs. So what I'm going to do right here is take a measurement from right from here to the wheel. So I'll bring the measuring tape from here to here. So do that right in that spot on the other side as well, and we're going to see what we get. So most likely this is going to be, you know, maybe a half an inch to an inch longer than the other side on the left. So yeah, I'm going to get the measuring tape out. All right guys, so we're measuring right here. That's super straight, how I like it. We have 4 3/4 inch on this side. So let's see what the other side is. All right guys, so this measurement here is about just over 4.5. So it's really not too much different. There's about like a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit less than a 1/4 inch difference. So a lot less than I thought there was going to be, but still a little bit out. So we're going to adjust it. And also with the new polyurethane bushings on that IPD sway bar, or Panhard bar, I should say, it's going to feel a lot better. So yeah. All right, so to remove this Panhard bar, it's super simple. There is a 17 mil right there. And there's also a 17 mil right over there. So you're just going to remove those, and make sure you remember what way the Panhard goes, because there is a slight bit of a camber in it. So you're going to match up the IPD one once you do that. So we're going to pull this out with the 17 here. All right, so the new Panhard bar is in. Here's the stock one. As you can see, the bushings, they've seen better days. Like, I can even move them with my hand. This one, yeah, I'm not even too sure if it's supposed to be like that. All the bushings eaten away in the top there. It almost looks like it was, but you can see even cracks in that bushing. It's not in good shape. So I'm probably gonna feel a really good improvement as far as rigidity in the back end goes. So if I climb under here, here's a look at the new IPD Panhard. So sits in nice like that. I just need to find a wrench big enough to tighten this up. As far as adjustment goes, you loosen this nut right here, and then you're gonna twist the whole the end out. The only thing is to remember is that you don't want to do half twists, because the way they welded this whole joint right here on, it's a little bit of an angle, just like the stock bar. If we look over here, so this comes out on a bit of an angle in relation to this. So that's kind of what we want. You want it to do like that. You have to do your adjustments in full rotations. You can't just do half turns. But really it takes a while to get it out. So I did a very small difference. I think it should be exactly where I want it now. So yeah, I'm stoked how the feel is going to be for this. That's the main thing. I think these polyurethane bushings are going to make a nice big difference. All right, so Panhard bar's in. Cole's just working on his knuckles there. He's gonna get those in. And we're basically pretty much good for the event this weekend. So things to come for the channel, obviously, this weekend. We're gonna do that Penticton event. That's gonna be really fun. I have those torque rods coming from Calpenki Racing. So I'm gonna do an installation and review video on those. A lot of people have told me they're really good, so I'm really stoked for those. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I guess I should probably mention that my good friend Dennis Blom from Sweden there, he's got a really cool head on the way for Miss Huff. So I'll give you guys a bit of a hint. The letter ends in a 1, and it's got some crazy porting, and the compression is not low. So the NA build continues on, and it's going to be really, really great. I think we're going to gain a pretty good amount of horsepower from it. So just a little short video for you guys today, nothing too crazy. Panhard bar and some knuckles. So yeah, Sunday we're going to the event, and it's going to be a blast. Make sure to check out the new Drifts and Lifts Volvo Drift Pilsner shirts. So I got one for myself. I got a hoodie as well. I really like this design. I really like Miss Huff. It all works pretty good. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Like and subscribe for divorced Volvo parents. Peace out.